Hi guys, it's Nova Wolf. Welcome to my channel. So this is going to be about my toxic friendship story time video, and we're gonna keep the names and the sexes and all that private. This is not to bash or put anyone down. This is just to share my personal experience, just to help those who are going through the similar or the same. So anyways, here we go right to the story. So this is going to be about my ex-friend, Peaches, and how me and Peaches met was through an event for young teens. And at this time, I was a very young teen when I first met Peaches. And we had so much in common, like a lot. We had a lot in common about stuff that was like going on at home to like just dealing with daily stuff. So me and Peaches became very, very, very close. And after a while, like I would say probably a few years of being friends with Peaches, one day I ended up going to a friend's house of Peaches. I've heard these people before. At this point in time, I'd heard of them, but I did not know who they were. I've never talked to them at this point in time and whatever, so we're at these people's place, and five different people approached me, and we were talking, we were having a grand time, and whatever, and Peaches was there with me, and eventually, after a little bit, Peaches disappeared. I can't remember exactly where Peaches went, but these five group of people, as I was getting to know everyone, one in particular came and approached me and asked me what my name was. And as everyone does know, and if you don't know, my nickname is Nova, so that's how I represent myself. I am very, very known through my nickname and not really my real name. So I was approached by one of the people that were there, and they asked me what my name was, and I told them I was Nova Wolf. And out of pure shock, they were like, "Oh, I heard about you from Peaches." And that's when, at this moment, my world started crashing before me when it came to me and Peaches, because this person was the first person to bring this whole information into light and telling me that Peaches was going behind my back and telling people that I am untrustworthy, I am fake, that I will just use you and stuff like that. And mind you, I don't know these people. Like, this is the first time I'm meeting them, and one person already came up. And then after that, everyone sat in a circle, and I still at this point don't know where Peaches was at, but we all sat in a circle, and they all started telling me exactly what this first person was telling me, and telling me how Peaches was saying all these awful things. So that kind of hurt, and I was honestly in denial when I first heard about this, because I can't believe that Peaches would do that. Like, we were close, we saw each other as family, we were supposed to have each other's backs. At the end of the day, we were supposed to have each other's backs, and like, we knew everything about each other. Peaches knew everything about me, and you know, I thought we were friends until the end type deal. And to find that out, it was just pretty heartbreaking, and I felt really crappy that somebody would do that. But I told these people, like, I mean, obviously, you can choose what you want to believe. You have talked to me firsthand, and you know, it's all up to you on what you want to believe. If you want to believe that I'm this horrible person, then go for it. But yeah, and they all told me that they don't think that I'm this horrible person that Peaches made me out to be, because they were talking to me. They were talking to me and saw who I really was. They like actually got to know me, and they knew from how I presented myself with them how kind and courteous I really am, and how outgoing I really am. And I was really appreciative of them not deciding to believe all this negative stuff that was being said about me behind my back. And I did not confront Peaches on this because, again, I was in denial on wanting to believe Peaches would do that to somebody that they claimed that I was their family, I was their best friend, I was like pretty much their ride or die. And so that happened. After that, the other incidents was that I went and met up with another friend. We're gonna call her the Native Beauty. We're gonna give her that name. I was hanging out with one of my friends, the Native Beauty, and Native Beauty took me with them on a ride with their ex and whatever, and we ended up meeting up with two of Native Beauty's friends. And these two people, again, I have never met, have never talked to, asked me what my name was. And I told them, again, Noah Wolf, hey. And lo and behold, these two people, out of nowhere, was like, oh, so you're the one that Peaches has been talking about. And once again, I'm taken back. And I asked them, what has Peaches been saying about me? And lo and behold, apparently Peaches was going around their whole entire school telling people that me and them did hardcore drugs, like top-notch hardcore drugs apparently. And that is not the case. That is not the case. Me and Peaches did and have smoked weed and drank together. That is one thing that I can be honest about right now, is that we did do that. But we did not do any hardcore drugs. No, that did not happen. That is false. So that's another thing that I was told by two people who had no idea who I was. I only met them through another friend, Native Beauty. And how would these people know about me when I've never talked to them before, you know? So it's just kind of like more and more is starting to pile up, and like it just kept progressing. And there was like, after that, I'd have to say is when Peaches decided to make a fake profile. We're gonna call this fake profile Catfish, because that's what happened. I got catfished. And Peaches told me that Catfish was related to them through adoption facility, and that is how they know each other, how they're close with each other, and how they're siblings. And I was given a first, middle, and last name. Just remember that. And I believe this person was real. I was shown pictures, and at the time I did not know that they were pictures of Alex Evans and some other typical faked emo kid that I'm not sure the name of, but they're from like the UK. And you know, like at the time it was all just like over my head, one after the other, of red signs that I should have been like, hey, you know, this is a time for you to leave and be done with this. But I wasn't. Anyways, but yeah, Catfish was somebody I fell deeply and madly in love. I thought this was my soulmate, my imprint, my ride or die, my forever lasting story with the person I love. And I was engaged to this person I was engaged to Catfish, alright? To Catfish for a full year, when all my friends were telling me that this person is fake, Catfish isn't real, you know, and not just my friends were telling me this, but the fact that I could never see Catfish, and the only time I could contact Catfish was through Peaches' phone. That is it, or through a fake Facebook profile, which they were barely on ever. And this fake account, or this fake person, Catfish, was given a whole persona. That he had a friend as well who was also fake, was given also another fake persona. And again, it was Peaches behind the fake friend of Catfish as well. But anyways, like, Catfish was 18, whatever, was bisexual, was emo looking, attractive, and through the whole relationship with Catfish, it was very abusive, I would have to say, emotionally and verbally, because we would constantly fight. Every single day was a fight, and it was always through Peaches' phone. So obviously Peaches would see everything. And it came to a point in time where me and Catfish got into an argument, and I thought I was losing the love of my life. So at that time of me being a stupid teen, I ended up cutting the Catfish's name into my wrist, where you can no longer see it with the plain eye, but since I know exactly where I put it, I know where to see it, and it's a horrible reminder of a taunting reality that somebody can be cruel to another person. But that was also my fault and my stupidity on thinking that it was a bright idea to cut over a dude who wasn't even real in the first place. So that is also my fault. But yeah, I was in the hospital, and I was in the unlocked unit, and I was able, while I was in the unlocked unit, to call people, but the phone would be right in front of where the nurses can visually see you, and it was like a pay phone that they would let you use. And so the only person I would ever contact was my family or Peaches. That was it. And one time while I contacted Peaches, I don't know how this happened, I can't explain it, but somehow when Peaches was telling me that Catfish cheated on me with somebody, like, my heart shattered. It completely shattered. And Peaches put Catfish on the phone and somehow pretended a guy voice, and all they said was sorry, and then they hung up the phone, and that was it. And so I was so distraught, and then, like, I would say a few months after that, when it's like after a little bit of a year of me and Catfish being engaged, I ended it. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore with Catfish. And so after that, I went out with Dustin, the first time I ever went out with Dustin, after I dumped Catfish because I couldn't deal with it anymore. And it's not because I didn't believe, or it's not because I believed they were fake. It's because I just couldn't deal with the emotional abuse and the verbal abuse. I couldn't take that. Like, there was an argument every day, and it was not healthy. And I just kept getting hurt over and over again, with always the fact that Catfish was cheating on me with my friend or with this random person. And there was even one time where where Peaches actually told me that Catfish ran away from home, and I literally freaked out, and this was before I ended it. I freaked out one night where I didn't have clothes on, and I booked it outside trying to find Catfish because I was told by Peaches that he ran away from home. I even one day knocked on the door that Peaches said that Catfish lived, and the person had no idea, none whatsoever, of who I was talking about. And when I confronted Peaches about it, all they told me is that I got them in trouble. But I mean, when I talked to the lady who opened the door, they're like, who? Who is that? That person does not live here. I don't know who you're talking about. So it was just kind of like a red flag I should have taken, but I didn't, once again, because I'm a stupid teen. So yeah, there will be a part 2 to this video because I have to charge my camera as well, and also the fact that it's such a long story that I'm going to have to do this in sections. So I'll be back. Like and comment, subscribe, and I'll leave a link below to part 2 of this toxic friendship story time video. And see you guys later.